maybe I should have done this earlier, but I'm just gonna... Alright, I have my timer ready. There we go. And... I think I will start from the ship, so...
Yeah, just give me a short countdown.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, man.
Thanks.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it. So fun.
So I'm gonna ask probably what's on everybody's mind right now. Infested Rich, are you here?
I'm here.
What's up, man? So what the hell is Battle Kid?
It's a great homebrew game, which, yeah, it resembles I wanna be the guy, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, this game is really well made, and yeah, the first thing you recognize is like the sprite looks just like the guy from I Want to Be the Guy and all the spin-offs and all that stuff. And it's a really like well executed kind of I Want to Be the Guy inspired game, and it like on the NES it feels like this is where that type of game should be, like in my opinion at least. But it's just incredibly well made. Just the level designs are really cool. It's just like a kind of a trial and error, precision platformer. One hit kills from anything, and each room, like maybe around 10 or so sequences of rooms, are separated by checkpoints. Which so if you die, you go back to the previous checkpoint. So it makes you kind of get better and better at the rooms to be able to proceed through it. But what's pretty cool is it's not really unfair in any way. Maybe like near the beginning, as you're learning what the enemies, what their behaviors are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be kind of surprised and you'll die a lot, but there's nothing really that unfair. So as long as you can identify the threats in a room when you enter it, you can usually figure out a way to go through it. So you're not there's no like jump scare type stuff where you walk along the ground and suddenly the ground explodes and you die. There's nothing like that. It's just, I don't even know. That probably happens a lot in those games. But...
First boss in the game here, the Lotus Guardian.
Yep.
You need to hit the head.
Yeah, its hitbox is really high in the air. So the trial and error definitely applies to boss fights, since almost every boss fight, when you go in through it for the first several times, like you're going to get killed immediately. You have to fully memorize the patterns to be able to survive the entire boss fight without dying.
Great fight, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, really nice. Being able to get 3 shots in midair, it's crazy. What's up?
Sorry. At least I didn't die after the boss like I did at PSA.
Oh, you didn't go back for the save point, yeah.
No. Well, I didn't now either, but it was fine.
So yeah, that's...
Duckfish was gonna say that you can only have 3 shots out at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is why you want to be up close to that boss and try to spam him as much as you can, and still avoid all the shots that he's doing.
Yeah, that's right. And his hitbox is so high up. You got to shoot 2 to 3 shots like at the peak of your jumps, and that just requires a lot of really good mashing practice.
So I'll go for a trick here where I try to jump over the pits you're supposed to hide in. Well, I got one of them. Oh, and then I died.
Okay. Yeah, little 1 tile wide gaps are pretty difficult to jump over. You have maybe like a 1 or 2 frame window.
And only Spiriax is crazy enough to do those insanely tight strats.
Oh, I got the same this time.
And as you can see, he's really consistent at it.
Yeah, one of the major aspects of speedrunning the Battle Kid games is just being able to, when you transition to a new room, you're instantly in the room and you're already moving. So you want to be able to like identify what rooms are coming up and be ready immediately as soon as you enter the room to be able to, execute strategy. Because as soon as you go into the room, all the patterns of all the enemies and obstacles begin. What's kind of a cool thing though is if you kind of hesitate or whatever, you can back out of the room and re-enter it to kind of reset everything so that you can execute your speedrun strat properly. Because a lot of times, several of the rooms are set up in such a way that, there's a really easy, fast way through it that just bypasses the difficult stuff. You just like hold right sometimes or whatever.
What I like about this game is that it's mostly about memorization and execution. And the RNG is only on the bosses in some cases.
Yeah, very minimal RNG. Pretty much in every just like non-boss room is very deterministic. It's pure execution.
Yeah.
So yeah, Spiriax is was it like the sky base? I don't know the official term for this, but this is the second main area of the game.
And I was a bit tense there because I skipped the save. So yeah.
Ooh. This is a really fun area. It's just a lot of platforming, a lot of just jumping, tons and tons of jumping. So these are some good kills here on those eyeball guys. They have 4 HP, but since you can only have 3 shots on the screen, you need to time your shots such that you hit all 3 and then can get 1 additional shot while the eye is still open.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I can't believe I got that. I just found this thing where you can jump to lure that guy earlier.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, so this part of the game stands out a lot for me, this last checkpoint section before the second boss, this kind of space area, because this is, like, especially on your first playthrough, this is where the game just suddenly, like, kicks it into high gear and gets crazy hard. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like every blind I've seen of this, people get stuck on this section for the longest time so far, like up until now.
Okay, and the fan went well. That's good.
Nice, that one is pretty tricky.
Yeah, if you accidentally bonk your head, you just get launched into those spikes right there. And here's the hardest boss. You jump and you shoot. Both.
Oh no, there's birds.
But as far as the speedruns go, it's actually pretty difficult to get all 3 of these shots on each jump. You need some really precise mashing. Like the first shot has to be done before you let go of A. So it's pretty tricky on how you have to develop your mashing skills throughout a lot of the boss fights in this game.
Yeah.
So Spiriax is sorry.
That boss fight is the easiest one in the run, but it's the hardest one to do properly, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree, actually. It's really hard to execute and get all 3 shots in each jump. So Spiriax decided not to go back to the save point after that boss, and there's one particular drop there with the spikes on the wall that's pretty precise.
It was fine. It was kind of close, though.
So after defeating the Owlbot, Timmy, which is the main character's name, is re-entering the Fortress of Peril to go access the next area of the game. Of course, after defeating the boss, he collected Key 1, and that's one of the. So this is kind of a Metroidvania aspect to the Battle Kid games, where you explore this large castle and obtain keys and other movement abilities that allow you to, explore other areas. So now that he has Key 1, the idea is to go and find where the Key 1 door is, so you can proceed.
Okay, so I thought I had hit the eye guy with 4 shots.
Same
you hit him
3, but it wasn't. I suppose because
the first one dinked, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
going to everyone's
go for it.
favorite part now.
Oh, the water section, right?
Yeah, but I meant we're going to the water section too. But I mean, Color Master Hall specifically.
Oh yeah, even better. Yeah.
Oops.
And we'll talk about that a little more when we get there.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty stuff. Yeah, this room with the 2 eye guys, the one that you sadly died on right there. It's surprisingly hard. Like, there's no real easy way through it, sadly. I mean, even casually, there's no setup to make it easy.
Yeah, you're right. But that was silly though. I just forgot to shoot because I was talking. I guess I don't know.
So you'll immediately notice the numbers at the top of the screen. So you have limited oxygen. The idea is to make it to the next checkpoint before you run out.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, the squid, threading the squids? Man.
Yeah, credits to Air Rider, he came up with that. At least
Yeah,
one
but
of them.
yeah, you need to start doing the even better version now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do it
That I
on
showed
the
you.
first cycle.
Oh no.
You at the squid section, you run to the ledge and do like a stutter step, and then you jump over both of them.
Oh yeah.
It's really tight.
So yeah, the little slime guys, you'll see those all scattered all throughout the game. They take 4 shots to kill, but it pretty much only stuns them for about 3 or 4 seconds,
Oh.
and then they revive with 2 HP. So you typically have to keep that in mind. Stun those guys. Okay, so Spiriax entered that room right there to activate Teleporter 4, which he'll re-enter later on in the game to leave the Fortress of Peril and access the final area.
I adjusted my headset and then I was like, oops, what am I doing? Because you can only have to enter the room for 1 frame and then you have to teleport.
Yeah, you don't have to walk all the way into the room, just come in and leave. So here's the good old Colormancer corridor. I think that's what it's called. Introduces these like mage dudes. I guess they're the Colormancers. There's 3 different varieties of them. And this part's self-explanatory. Okay, the first one's pretty easy, so I guess we can go over a little bit what's going on. But yeah, each of these disappearing spike rooms, you just have to memorize where the gaps are. And if you listen to the music, I hope you guys can hear it on the stream. You hear this like clicking sound, and it'll click every 4 clicks. It'll turn on and off the spikes, and there's only just enough time to make it from one gap to the next. It's a really stressful section in speedruns and in casual plays because deaths here can cause a lot of times. It's all basically fixed time intervals. Yeah, anyone that's played this has nightmares about this.
And Spiriax actually skipped 1 gap there in the previous screen.
Yeah, there's a couple of small areas, like in the last.
No way. God.
All right, so we will be quiet next time. And what sucks about it is they put that section at the end of this checkpoint region. So you go through like 8 rooms, and then you have to do like the 5 spike rooms. You die, you have to redo everything. But that's the nature of Valkyrie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really a YOLO type of game.
But I mean, I feel that the checkpoint system it's really basic, but there's something about the challenge of the stuff in this game making it to the next checkpoint feels so incredibly rewarding when you play through it for like the first time.
Yeah.
It really feels like you've accomplished something because oftentimes you'll be stuck on one section for a really long time.
It's gotten to the point where I don't really think that the spike rooms are hard at all. Like, none of the parts with it, but I always underestimate them, and I don't know, I don't play my best during them anymore. I guess maybe I should do that.
Yeah, it's easy to zone out on these things.
I'm glad to have shown that skip though earlier, where you could skip one of the safe zones. Alright,
Okay, nice.
that's good.
And the checkpoint.
Checkpoints.
Yeah.
Better than sex.
Oh, yeah.
Dexter's Lab, 2013.
Yeah.
Hi, Snail. Hi, shooting guy.
Oh, the fast route through the snail ring. I like it. There's so many different options on how to traverse these rooms, and as you'll see, adopting the speed strategies, you typically leave a lot of the enemies untouched.
The save I just grabbed is a save you usually never get. simply because if you die here, it's just several minutes off. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going for good times, it's not even worth saving around the spike sections because of just how much time I would lose anyways. Okay, that little jump right there. It's hard to point it out. That's the scariest spike room jump for me.
I agree.
Yeah, I try to land just on the edge, so that I don't in case I would never hit. Yeah, I would get up there. There's one skip you can do in this room too, but I'm too scared to go for it. It's much tighter than the earlier one.
This is the longest sequence of spike rooms in the game. It's what, like 6 or 7 rooms, and they get really fast at the end. So good luck.
Thank you. And I think I'll wait a cycle here. Just to kind of get the rhythm going. Alright.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh.
So now it's
You
time
can take
for
a breather from it.
Yeah, now it's time for a very fun boss. I love this boss. Oh yes!
Good luck. The pink pattern.
Yeah. I got the best RNG followed by the worst RNG.
Yeah, but that was still a good fight.
That was a great fight, absolutely. Yeah, you want to kill him after 2 cycles and wind up on the left side of the screen so you can instantly access the exit door. But that was still really good. The pink pattern in particular is really good because there's a safe spot you can stand right in front of him. And as you can tell, boss fights in this game are mashing. You gotta mash if you want to go fast.
Yeah. Fun fact, I learned about that strat with pink attack when I was watching Dexter play this game, because he was kind of YOLOing and trying to shoot Cleo in his face, and then I saw that yellow ball fly above his head, and that's when I came up with the idea about that strat.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out too as well. And that and the red pattern also gives you a huge break.
Yeah.
And the yellow pattern a little bit. So yeah, that boss is like, I guess we can still talk about it a little bit. It's one of the hardest bosses in the game, and they throw it at you pretty early. A lot of people get stuck on that for a while. Yeah. Essentially, there's 6 possible patterns. It can never do 2 of the same pattern consecutively, and you just have to memorize all 6. As soon as you see it change colors, you got to be ready to start adapting to the next pattern.
Yeah.
Luckily, in a speedrun, you have plenty of time. The oxygen is not a problem. At least, not right now. So yeah, if you take a look at the top right of the screen, every time Spiriax defeats a boss, it'll X out one of the little skulls at the top. The goal is to defeat all 6 bosses, and you enter this golden statue style thing, you know, like from Super Metroid or from Metroid Run, where it'll keep tally of all the bosses you've defeated, and then once you've killed all 6, it opens the door to the final dungeon.
Okay, so a bit of YOLO coming up here. Okay, we got it. It's dangerous, but I like it.
Oh, I hate that screen, dude. Wow.
I actually found out you don't have to kill the ball. You can just run behind it and jump up there.
Yeah, but isn't it like harder to do that? Like
probably, but it spares you the mashing.
Yeah, I guess I've died too much than I would want already, so I think I'm gonna get the save. Usually this is one save that I skip, because the first area here, I think it's really easy actually.
Yeah, but the frogs are a bit annoying sometimes.
The frogs are really annoying. They move really fast and it's just hard. It only takes 2 shots to kill them, but you'll whiff a lot of those shots.
Yeah, exactly. After the first save though, I think this area really, it gets a bit harder. but just
Yes,
the
this is a
first
very
part.
difficult area.
But at this point, I think it's not too bad.
This is my favorite area in the game. Just the music is badass. I love the music in this area,
Yeah.
and the spike blocks are a really cool mechanic, and it's fun to navigate those areas fast.
We. I
This is
learned
the
that.
flooded spike.
I learned that from watching a friend. I just buffer a jump into the room, and then I can just.
Oh,
hold
okay.
left.
That way you're low enough so that you thread between the bullets. Yeah, good. Dude, the 60 frames per second waterfall.
Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, we got it.
5 jumps.
Oh. Oh, you can go underneath them? What?
Oh no. Ah, crap.
Oh. Last screen
last
as well before
room.
the checkpoint.
Last room. Okay, so the way most of these dungeons are laid out is that there's 3 primary sections before the boss. So you'll have 3 checkpoints, one after the first section, one after the second, one after the third before the boss. And so Spiriax here is on the second section.
Those 5 jumps.
Goes for it again.
Yeah, should be fine. Okay.
Okay, moving into the final section here. Just tons and tons of spike blocks. I mean, the general idea is to kind of activate the spike blocks and then pass by them as they're slowly retracting back. And there's different ways that you can do it in most of the rooms that will, make it easier or harder or faster or slower or what have you. And the game likes to combine it with other mechanics like the Yoku blocks from Mega Man and all this stuff. So. Dude, I don't even think I knew you could fall straight down in that last room. Holy crap. I would weave. Okay, so the MASH boss. Good luck.
Ah, that was bad. He should have been purple by now. Oh, I got him. Okay.
Very nice.
I don't think I can beat him faster than that.
Nice.
There's easy ways to defeat these bosses, but if you want to go fast, like when that boss does the 3 orbs that kind of do a sine wavy thing, you have to jump through them in such a way so that you can just keep laying out the damage, because the boss goes into this invulnerability phase where you can't do any damage, but while he's spitting out those orbs is the only opportunity you have.
Okay, skipping the frog there.
Yeah,
Just-
and in case you didn't notice, Spiriax picked up the infinite oxygen tank before the boss fight.
Mhm.
So now there will not be a timer in the water section, so you cannot drown.
In this water section.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So we're alluding to some sequence breaky stuff happening later on.
What? Okay.
All right, so back into the Fortress of Peril. Luckily, there's a teleporter right outside of the flooded spire. And he's going to go back to the beginning of the water section here and start to access, I think it's the flooded or the underwater base. I don't know.
I actually don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name.
The one I was
But-
I think it's underwater temple, and then the next one is subterranean sea.
Oh,
Subterranean Sea. That's right. I only know the name is based off of the music tracks. By the way, the music in this game is amazing. So, for some reason I can't think of the developer's name. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Savak, yeah. He designed all the levels in this game, designed the gameplay mechanics, I think came up with a story, and he programmed everything for the Nintendo. and he composed all of the music.
Yeah.
And each one of these aspects is done like to, you know, the highest caliber. Pretty much. I mean, it's just some really impressive work. Catchy tunes, great levels. I didn't want to say great levels at this point because this is the crappiest part of the game. This whole section is designed to, if you can try to go here before you get the infinite oxygen tank, but it's just long enough to where that the full like 80 seconds or whatever of your oxygen will run out before you get to the end. And the game teases you with showing you a key too as you enter this little labyrinth. And there's no threats inside here. You just run through it. It takes like a minute and a half. This is too bad you can't take a bathroom break.
I agree.
And it's like really hard to read chatter as well because you still have to do movements all around the place.
Yeah, this guy is like the kid in math class drawing like mazes on his notebook, you know. So we've got key 2, once again, Metroidvania style. We got to figure out where the key 2 door is. But since we'd got an infinite oxygen tank, that should be at least somewhat of a clue that it might be underwater.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Went for the YOLO strat.
Oh yeah, just getting by that squid like as it had stopped barely.
Well, I try to press jump as soon as I land on the platform, so if I press too late, I actually don't go. So I think that's strategy. It's pretty safe actually. Guess whenever I get the jump, I actually never die.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, moving into the subterranean sea. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel this section, these 3 sections here are much easier than the flooded spire, the previous one.
I was going to say this is my worst area in the
Really?
game.
Okay. Maybe it's easy to take slowly.
At least if you wanna go really fast, I think it's the hardest one.
Okay, I haven't developed the strategy that you guys have had, at least in the late game. So.
Yeah, speaking about that, I was actually saving a lot of the strats just because I've been pretty inconsistent with them lately.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of new stuff here. Still.
I like this one, luring that guy out. I don't know how I came up with that.
Oh, wow, okay. Most people will stand at the very entrance to move that starfish towards the left side. And that you just waste time by waiting there. But... So, unlike the previous areas, after you finish the boss of this area and collect the item, you have to backtrack through the entire area. There's no shortcuts. Well, there's a little bit of a shortcut, but it's not very significant.
Oh yes, I got it. Okay. See if I get by down here. Okay, we're good.
That mashing.
And here I haven't found. I just have to wait until now. There's a new strat on the way back. I think I'll actually go for it.
Oh, that one is tight.
Yeah, I found a place you could stop, like at a certain position, which makes it kind of consistent. But we'll see.
So this boss is one of the biggest random elements in the game. The biggest random element, I would say.
Oh, that was weird. I usually get the one below first.
Okay, good job. Yeah,
Nice.
The very first cycle is the same every time, but every other cycle is totally random. So you want to deal as much damage as you can on the first cycle. And each time you destroy one of the turrets, the rest of the turret's bullets will start to fly faster and faster. They don't shoot faster, just the bullets fly faster.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I get this new strat over here. There we go.
Nice, huh?
And go past this guy up here.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Dude, these strats.
And with feather through here. Hello.
Yeah, every room is different than I've ever seen so far in this return section here.
I think this is my favorite part to speedrun simply because there's the most tricks for it, which I came up with myself here.
And the movement in this section is pretty cool, especially after the double jump, since you get the increased height from being underwater. Thanks for interest in platforming.
Offering a jump into that room.
Luckily, the double jump makes the return much more, well, I guess without these crazy speedrun strategies, it usually makes it much easier to return through these sections. So with 5 bosses down, we're now heading to the Amethyst Caverns, I think is the name for this place.
Yeah, my favorite place.
And I also feel that this place was a little easier than the previous two.
Yeah, it is, but I just like the design of it and like, yeah, the whole feel from it.
It is really cool.
Yeah. Didn't do the TMR strat where like, so that was like literally the only spot where there was a clear like place that you needed to double jump to access. Otherwise, if you don't know about that, you end up searching throughout the entire like map trying to figure out where to use it.
Yeah, so we call that to do a TMR now.
Yeah, because TMR spent like an hour trying to figure out where it was at during the blind race. It was great. And as you can see, all the rooms in these 3 sections here are designed around the double jump mechanic, having to do stuff like float off of a ledge and then jump to narrowly avoid spikes and stuff.
Oh, nice! You went full speed.
Yeah, those spinning orbs are pretty tricky.
Oops.
You just have to backtrack through section 2 here to access the boss store with that key 3.
Really good section so far.
There's kind of like an I wanna be the guy movement down here, because with that door that comes up right there.
Yeah, if you don't wait.
Yeah, you're right.
If you wait for not long enough, then you make the jump and then it blocks you. Congrats. All right, good luck on the boss.
Alright, good Archer. Not this one though. Ah, I screwed it up. Guess I didn't want to die. Okay, we got it. Amethyst.
Yeah, this boss only has 4 patterns, and 2 of the patterns are done whenever he's in midair, and the other 2 patterns are only done when he's on the ground. And the best patterns are when he's on the ground because you can get more shots off on him. Now with all 6 bosses defeated, what are you going to do now? So hopefully while you were playing through the game, you were able to see a mysterious room that might have alluded to what you need to do next. Now he needs to go to essentially the golden statue room, whatever you want to call it, to be able to access the final area.
Now that teleporter will come in handy.
Yep.
I did a safer strat at the room with the eye flies because I didn't feel like having to kill Amethyst Angel again.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
I usually do a faster strat, but I played this game live not too long ago in front of people, and I actually died there, so that was death.
All right, I'll be right back. Rich, cover me for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
I like playing the final area here, but I kind of like the final area in Cloudy too.
Yeah, me too. This area is really good, but it can't compare with the second one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell. I think I found something out just during this run.
Okay.
I thought I found a way to buffer inputs after boss fights in Battlefield 1 when I which I thought only possible in second. Okay, wait. I did hear a sound cube, so I missed the skip. I'll try another skip here. Hope I get it. Not even close. Ah, whatever. I'll take it safe. But yeah, what I did was, as I defeated the seahorse turret, I tried to hold jump just before the winning fair song, just before it stopped, and it actually buffered my input. So it's kind of weird. So if you like hold it just before the song ends, it works. This is so evil of Spiriax to have that thing and then there's more after this.
Alright.
Come on, activate! Alright, we're fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's really scary because, yeah, you mentioned it a bit, but if you die, you have to redo the stupid spike section, so.
Yeah. It's pretty harsh.
Yeah, if you guys didn't mention it, the final dungeon here is kind of got two main areas. This is the first main area, and of course, like most dungeons, it's separated by 3 checkpoints. And it's just a standard kind of Mega Man inspired sort of area where they throw all the previous enemies at you, similar hazards. So if you remembered the game up to this point, you should be able to take care of all of it. Nice little blob puzzle there, memorizing knowing their invulnerability, temporary invulnerability period.
Really nice handling of the pink blobs there.
Yep. Your inventory has been lost. That's right. So here's the second and the final area of the game where it takes away all of your inventory items, including your oxygen tank. So we're back to the little counting for your oxygen. So what Spiriax is going to do is the intended route is to take this key 1 door, which will lead you towards the infinite oxygen tank, allowing you to more safely navigate through this other water section. But it turns out there's just enough time, if you go fast enough, to be able to reach the high jump and make it back on just the 90 seconds that it gives you. Very nice. Passing those 1 tile wide blocks is critical, and being able to make it with enough time left.
Yeah, you have to do at least 1 or 2, I think it is, to make it back.
And if you try to run across and jump without stopping, it's a really tight timing, maybe like 2 frames or something like that. But if you tiptoe up to it and do the jumps, it's significantly easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you press jump before you press to the left, the position isn't very strict.
Yeah, plenty of time. Very nice.
Oh wow, this is gonna be like an 11? Yeah.
Oh, it won't even start beeping down. Damn.
Really,
Yeah.
really good.
That was a bit surprising.
So, fun fact, during our blind race, I accidentally did infinite oxygen skip.
That was amazing.
Like, I didn't realize I picked the wrong path until I got there and realized I had 45 seconds left. It's like, you know what, I can probably just do this. Which is good because the path towards the oxygen tank is actually quite difficult.
Let's hope I get this.
I don't remember it actually.
You gonna try to not brush up against that wall, I mean? Oh, okay, at the snail room, yeah. So what's kind of neat about this, they do it in Battle Kid 2 as well. The order that you recollect the items is slightly different. So he has double jump without having the feather like you would normally do in the primary area of the game, which I think is kind of interesting. It really exercises your familiarity with the types of abilities in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, the general theme in the recollections is to not only recollect the item, but to also backtrack to that same section without a checkpoint. With the exception of the double jump, which is kind of 2 sections.
Okay, heading to the final bosses now.
Yep. All the platforming is done.
Good luck on the RNG.
Yeah, I hope I get a good RNG. Not a good sign. That was really close.
Oh,
And he's dead. That was excellent RNG one.
Well done. Another mash fest on this boss. When he does when he constantly disappears like that, that's essentially the best pattern. You can get the most shots off.
So in Balki 1, you can't skip text whatsoever. You can only do that in Balki 2. Fast forward it or restart or what have you. I'm getting gold splits here, I don't know why. I don't know how.
what's tricky about this fight is to nail 3 shots at the top of the peak of your jump.
Yeah, that was only 2, for example. Okay, yes. I really didn't want to die there.
Nice.
Huh.
Only 2 lasers, right?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. So it turns out I even beat my ESA time. Cool.
Yeah, this was a really good run.
Even though the few
Get
deaths-
ready with time, by the way.
Yeah, the time is in like... What is it, like half a minute or something?
It's 20 seconds from regaining control, I think.
Okay, so time coming up very, very soon. Time.
42:51.
Godlike. Well done.
That's right.
You-
I can't even remember, like, what went wrong. Like, where did you die?
I died at the Color Master Halls at the spikes, so that was pretty huge. And then there was...
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have many deaths, but I think all of them were really, really bad.
And the fire area in...
Yeah, you're right.
After you did the hard section.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really, really, really good run.
Yeah, great run, man.
Thank you.
Well done, dude.
And I really look forward to the race.